Okay, let's talk about what might just be the single most ambitious national project of the 21st century. We're looking at Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. And this isn't just a small shift. It's a full-on plan to completely reinvent their entire economy, to move beyond the one resource that has defined them for nearly 100 years.
I mean, that quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the spot they're in. You've got this kingdom facing an existential deadline set by a world that's, slowly but surely moving on from fossil fuels. And with basically unlimited money at their disposal, what's their response? Well, it's not just ambitious, it's spectacular.
So to really appreciate just how wild their solution is, we first have to understand the problem they're facing. I mean, why would a nation this wealthy be so desperate for a total makeover?
Well, it really boils down to this classic economic idea called the resource curse. And yeah, it sounds kind of weird, right? You'd think having tons of a valuable resource would be amazing. But what happens is, when you rely on just one massive export, it can actually choke off innovation and tie your entire country's fortune to the crazy ups and downs of a single global market. And this chart really shows you what we're talking about. Look at how massive the oil sector is compared to, well, everything else. The non-oil part of the economy is totally dwarfed. It's like your entire country is a car with an engine that only runs on one very specific type of fuel. And when you realize that fuel is eventually going to run out, you don't just start looking for a new gas station. No, you've got to build a whole new engine from scratch.
So, what's the kingdom's big, bold answer to this ticking clock? This is no small adjustment, no little tweak to the system. We're talking about an all-in, bet the kingdom kind of gamble on a future that has nothing to do with oil. And that gamble has a name, Vision 2030. It's being spearheaded by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and it's the official blueprint for finally breaking that resource curse. The whole point is to construct a totally new, diversified economy, basically from the sand up.
Okay, so what does a bet this big actually cost? Well, the early numbers are floating around $1 trillion. That's a 1 with 12 zeros after it. It's a figure that's almost impossible to wrap your head around, right? A huge chunk of the nation's wealth, all being poured into making this vision a reality.
Now, this strategy is a huge break from what other oil-rich countries have done. You look at a place like Norway, for example. Their whole model is to save big. They take their oil profits and stick them in the world's biggest savings account for future generations. Makes sense. But Saudi Arabia, they're going the complete opposite direction. It's a spend big model. They're using their oil wealth right now, not just to save for the future, but to aggressively build a completely different one.
So the big question is, where is all that cash, that $1 trillion, actually going? Well, this is where things go from economic policy to straight-up science fiction. They're not just building new infrastructure. Oh no. They are constructing entire cities that look like they've been pulled from a futuristic movie.
The central idea is pretty simple to say, but absolutely mind-bending to think about. Construct what the world might look like in 50, maybe 100 years, but do it today, right in the middle of the vast Arabian desert. And the poster child for all of this, the project you've probably seen in the news, is called The Line, and it is just a completely radical reimagining of what a city even is. Picture this, a 70-kilometer-long mirrored skyscraper, but lying on its side. It's got no cars, no roads at all. It's designed to run on 100% renewable energy and house 9 million people. It is, without a doubt, one of the most audacious and controversial architectural projects maybe ever attempted. But all of this incredible ambition brings us to the central conflict of this entire project. Is this a real, feasible vision for a new world, or is it destined to become the most expensive mirage in history? Because when you dig into it, you find this deep, fundamental tension at the very core of Vision 2030. Some people have even called it a dark irony. And here's the central conflict. On one side, you have a society that's deeply anchored in centuries of conservative tradition and religious norms. And on the other, you have this radical push for hyperfuturism and massive social change. So the real question is, can those two opposing forces actually coexist? Can you really build the city of tomorrow on the foundations of yesterday? And that leaves us right here, with the ultimate question. As the sand shifts and these incredible glass towers start to rise, what are we actually watching? Is this the birth of a new economic model for a post-oil world? Or is this just the greatest, most expensive mirage the desert has ever seen? I guess only time will tell.